Have you ever collapsed into bed at night, exhausted, and still felt like you did nothing that actually mattered? You answered messages. You checked emails. You watched videos. You stayed busy from morning to night. But when you ask yourself, did my life move forward today? There's silence. This isn't a story about laziness. It's a story about a man who worked all day and still lost years of his life. And one sentence that changed everything. Ethan looked productive. That's the dangerous part. He woke up early, answered messages before breakfast, checked emails on the way to work, watched videos about success during lunch. From the outside, his life looked fine. But every night, when the noise stopped, one thought returned. Why am I not moving forward? He wasn't lazy. Lazy people don't feel frustrated by wasted potential. Ethan did. He had goals. Big ones. A better career. Financial freedom. A life that felt meaningful. But months passed. Then years. And nothing changed. Ethan's days were full. His life wasn't. He filled every empty moment with something. Scrolling, watching, reacting, consuming. Silence made him uncomfortable. Stillness felt unproductive. So he stayed busy. But busy doesn't mean effective. Busy doesn't mean disciplined. Busy often means distracted. And distraction is quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't feel dangerous. It feels normal. One evening, Ethan sat on the small balcony of his apartment. The city stretched below him. Lights glowing, cars moving, people rushing somewhere important. His phone buzzed again. Another notification. Another interruption. That's when his Uncle James stepped outside. James wasn't rich. Wasn't famous. But he had something Ethan didn't. Control over his time. They stood in silence for a moment. Then James asked a simple question. Ethan, where does your time go every day? Ethan laughed. I don't know. It just disappears. James smiled. No, he said. Time doesn't disappear. You give it away. That sentence hit harder than any motivational video Ethan had ever watched. The next morning, James handed Ethan a notebook. Today, he said, write down what you actually do. Every hour. Be honest. Ethan thought it was pointless. But he did it anyway. And what he saw shocked him. Hours lost scrolling. Quick checks turning into long sessions. Important tasks delayed. Easy distractions chosen over hard progress. His future was getting only leftovers. That night, James said something else that stayed with him. Most people don't ruin their lives all at once. They ruin them slowly, 5 minutes at a time. Ethan didn't change everything overnight. That's not how real change works. He didn't delete all his apps. He didn't wake up at 4 a.m. He didn't become extreme. He became intentional. Before doing anything, he asked one question. Is this moving my life forward, or keeping me comfortable? That question changed everything. Ethan created 3 simple rules. Not dramatic. Not perfect. Just honest. Rule 1. Mornings were protected. No scrolling. No reacting. That time was for learning and planning. Rule 2. Afternoons were for action. Real work. Uncomfortable tasks. The things he used to postpone. Rule 3. Nights were for reflection. What worked? What didn't? What needed fixing tomorrow? Some days he failed. But here's the difference. He noticed. And awareness creates discipline. Weeks passed. Nothing viral happened. Nothing dramatic changed. But something important shifted. Ethan felt calmer, clearer, more in control. He wasn't working longer hours. He was working on the right things. One focused hour a day didn't seem like much, until it stacked, until it compounded. Confidence grew quietly, not from motivation, but from consistency. 1 year later, Ethan stood on the same balcony, same city, same view, different man. James joined him again. Same question. So he asked, "Where does your time go now?" Ethan smiled. "Where I decide it should." James nodded. That's when success begins. Not when money comes. Not when people clap. But when you respect your own time. Time is not your enemy. Distraction is. You don't need more hours. You need better decisions inside the hours you already have. Every minute you spend is a vote. A vote for the life you're building, or the life you're avoiding. And the scary part? Your future isn't shaped by big moments. It's shaped by ordinary days, when no one is watching, and you choose what to do next. If this story made you stop for a moment, that's not an accident. Comment below. I choose my time. Subscribe for more stories that sound simple, but change how you think deeply. And remember this. You don't lose time. You spend it. Spend it like your life depends on it. Because it does.